Something sacred happened when your souls first touched. You felt it, didn't you? That electric recognition that said, "I know you," before words were even spoken. The angels whisper that this wasn't a coincidence. It was divine orchestration. He carries wounds so deep that they've shaped how he breathes, how he loves, how he runs. But you appeared in his life like morning light breaking through storm clouds. Not to fix him, that's not your role here. You came to remind him what wholeness feels like. She makes me remember who I was before the world broke me, he tells the silence when he thinks of you. Your presence doesn't demand healing from him. It simply exists, radiant and unshakable, showing him what unconditional love looks like in human form. The angels say your meeting was written in the stars long before either of you took your first breath. Every painful relationship that came before was preparing you both for this sacred recognition. He may not understand it yet, but his soul knows, you're not just someone he loves. You're someone he was meant to find. This connection transcends the physical realm. It exists in that holy space where two spirits recognize their divine purpose in each other's healing journey. His walls weren't built in a day. They're fortresses constructed from years of betrayal, abandonment, and promises that crumbled like ash. You see past them, and that terrifies him more than any rejection ever could. Why does she stay when everyone else leaves? This question haunts his quiet moments. He's used to people loving the version of him he presents, not the raw truth he hides. But you love the broken parts too. That's uncharted territory for a heart that learned to survive by staying closed. The angels reveal that he pushes you away not because he doesn't love you, but because he loves you too much to risk destroying something so pure. In his mind, everyone he's ever opened his heart to has eventually walked away, so he creates distance before you can. His childhood taught him that love comes with conditions, that vulnerability is dangerous, and that people always leave. These aren't just thoughts, they're survival mechanisms carved into his DNA. When you offer unconditional acceptance, his nervous system doesn't know how to process safety. Watch how he sabotages beautiful moments. It's not personal, it's programming. Every time love gets too real or too close, his trauma responses kick in like an alarm system screaming, "Danger ahead." Your light is not a torch meant to burn out while saving someone else. The angels are whispering urgently now, "Protect your peace, beloved." His healing journey cannot become your cross to bear. You've been pouring from an empty cup, haven't you? Giving him grace when he disappears, understanding when he goes cold, and patience when he pulls away. But love without boundaries isn't love, it's self-abandonment disguised as devotion. He thinks, "She deserves better than my broken pieces." And here's the truth the angels want you to hear, you do deserve better. You deserve someone who consistently chooses you, not just when it's convenient or when fear isn't calling the shots. This doesn't mean to stop loving him. It means to start loving yourself with the same fierce tenderness. Fill your own cup first. Chase your own dreams. Build a life so beautiful that his presence becomes the cherry on top, not the whole sundae. The divine feminine in you wants to heal and nurture, that's sacred. But the wise woman in you knows that you cannot save someone who isn't ready to be saved. Your job isn't to love him into wholeness. Your job is to stay whole while loving him. When you honor your own worth, you teach him how to honor it too. Your very existence holds up a mirror he's been avoiding for years. Every time he looks at you, he sees reflected back the man he could become, and it shakes him to his core. You don't even realize you're doing it. Just by being your authentic self, you're showing him what emotional freedom looks like. Your easy laughter highlights his guarded silence. Your open heart exposes his locked-down walls. Your willingness to be vulnerable reveals his desperate need for armor. She makes it look so simple, he marvels, watching you navigate emotions he spent decades suppressing. You cry when you're sad, celebrate when you're happy, and express needs without shame. To him, this emotional honesty feels like watching someone speak a foreign language fluently. The angels say this mirroring effect is why he sometimes needs space. Seeing his potential reflected in you is overwhelming. It forces him to confront the gap between who he is and who he's meant to become. That confrontation isn't comfortable. It's necessary, but not comfortable. Your light doesn't judge his darkness. It simply illuminates what's possible. But for someone who's lived in emotional shadows for so long, even gentle light can feel blinding at first. Give him time to adjust to seeing himself clearly. Something is shifting in him. Can you feel it? The angels are practically singing with excitement because his soul is finally stirring awake. Those little moments when his guard drops, when he lets you see the real him, that's not an accident. That's awakening. He's starting to question everything he thought he knew about love. Maybe it doesn't have to hurt, he whispers to his reflection after spending time with you. This revelation terrifies and thrills him simultaneously. Watch for the signs. They're everywhere now. He's remembering dreams he buried under practicality. He's feeling emotions he numbed with work or distractions. He's catching himself smiling at random memories of you. His rigid routine is developing soft edges. The walls aren't crumbling all at once. They're developing windows. Small openings where light gets in. Where vulnerability feels possible. Where he allows himself to imagine what life could look like if he stopped running from love. She's changing me, he admits to himself, and for the first time, that doesn't feel like a threat. It feels like coming home to a version of himself he lost somewhere along the way. The angels say this is just the beginning. His heart is remembering what it was created for: connection, not protection. He comes close, then pulls away. Opens up, then shuts down. Reaches for you, then disappears. This isn't cruelty. It's the dance between his awakening heart and his terrified mind. The angels want you to understand something crucial. His inconsistency isn't about you. It's about the war raging inside him between old programming and new possibilities. Every time love feels real, his survival instincts scream, "Run before you get hurt." One day he's texting you constantly, sharing pieces of his soul. The next day, radio silence. One moment he's looking at you like you hung the stars. The next, he's distant and cold. This push-pull isn't manipulation. It's a trauma response meeting transformation. I can't keep doing this to her, he thinks during his withdrawal phases. But then your smile haunts his dreams, and he's drawn back like metal to a magnet. This cycle will continue until his nervous system learns that love can be safe. His inconsistency is actually a form of consistency, constantly battling between wanting you and fearing what that desire entails. Each time he returns, he's a little bolder. Each time he pulls away, he becomes more aware of what he's losing. This pattern is part of his healing, not proof of his indifference. Your love isn't just an emotion. It's a remedy for wounds that have been festering in darkness for too long. The angels reveal that every moment of genuine care you show is healing old wounds of rejection and abandonment. He doesn't know how to accept love without skepticism, but your consistency is teaching his nervous system a new language: safety, acceptance, unconditional presence. These concepts feel foreign to someone who learned early on that love always comes with strings attached. She sees the worst parts of me and doesn't run, he marvels silently. This realization is literally rewiring his brain. Every time you choose to stay when he expects you to leave, you're proving his deepest fears wrong. Love doesn't have to be earned. It can simply exist. Your patience isn't enabling his dysfunction. It's demonstrating what healthy love looks like. Not desperate. Not demanding. Not dependent on his performance. Just steady, like sunrise, always there, regardless of the weather. Healing occurs in tiny moments you may not even notice. When you laugh at his awkward joke. When you touch his hand without any agenda. When you say, "I understand," instead of "you should." These small moments are rewriting his narrative about what he deserves. Love was always meant to heal, not to hurt. You're reminding his soul of this original truth. There's a divine timing to this love story that human minds find difficult to grasp. The angels whisper that everything, Every delay, every separation, every moment of confusion is orchestrated by hands far wiser than yours. You've been asking when. Why now? And what if it's too late? But sacred timing doesn't follow earthly calendars. It follows the rhythm of souls ready to receive what they've been prepared for. His heart is being prepared. Yours is being strengthened. Trust the process becomes more than just a spiritual platitude when you realize that every person who hurt him was unknowingly preparing him to recognize true love when it arrived. Every disappointment you've experienced was teaching you to value real connection over convenient alternatives. God doesn't rush masterpieces. This connection you share is being carefully crafted in the spiritual realm before it fully manifests in the physical. The delays aren't punishments, they're preparations. The waiting isn't wasted time, it's sacred incubation. He makes all things beautiful in his time. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. The angels want you to remember that divine love unfolds exactly when it's meant to. Not a moment before the souls are ready. Not a moment after they're prepared to receive it. Perfect timing exists outside human impatience. He wants to love you completely, but opening his heart feels like standing naked in a snowstorm. Every instinct screams, "Protect yourself," while his soul whispers, "Trust her." This internal battle is exhausting him. What if I give her everything and she leaves anyway? This fear lives in his chest like a stone. He's practiced emotional distance for so long that vulnerability feels like speaking a language he's forgotten. But you make him want to remember. The angels reveal he rehearses conversations with you that never happen. He practices telling you how he feels, then loses courage at the last moment. His love for you is fierce and real, but it's trapped behind walls built from every betrayal that came before. He watches other couples and wonders if he's beyond repair. Maybe I'm too damaged for someone like her, he thinks. But love isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to be imperfect together. Perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4 verse 18. The divine love flowing between you is stronger than his trauma, deeper than his wounds, and more persistent than his fear. It's calling him home to vulnerability, to the courage it takes to love without guarantees. His walls are softening. Can you feel it? Release the rope you've been pulling, beloved. This love doesn't need your management. It needs your trust. The angels are asking you to step back and let divine love do what only divine love can do. You've done your part. You've loved consistently, shown up faithfully, and held space gracefully. Now comes the hardest part, surrendering the outcome to forces greater than your will. This doesn't mean giving up. It means giving over. She deserves to be chosen freely, not convinced, he's beginning to understand. And you deserve love that comes willingly, not reluctantly. Love that runs toward you, not away. Love that chooses you again and again, especially when it's difficult. The angels whisper that what's meant for you will find you, even if it takes unexpected paths. What's not meant for you will never stick, no matter how hard you try to make it work. This understanding should bring peace, not panic. Trust that love this real doesn't disappear, it transforms. Sometimes it looks like union. Sometimes it looks like blessing someone from a distance. Both are sacred. Both serve love's highest purpose. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God. Romans 8 verse 28. Your love story is still being written by hands that see the full picture. Trust the author.